Welcome, everybody. You're now tuned into my podcast. I'm SF Johnny, Seriously Focused Johnny, and you are tuned into Difficult People Chronicles. Today's episode is a Q&A, and it's called Business Lessons. But before I get into my Q&A, I wanted to say that I am still giving away free 30-minute sessions. So you can email me at sfj.peace@gmail.com and put in the subject box freebie. Also, the download Your Money Matters is still out. Go to my website, seriouslyfocusedjohnny.com. And I'm kind of thinking about for those who don't get the freebie for the 30-minute session, I'm thinking about giving a discount to those that didn't get the freebie. I haven't decided yet, but I will announce it maybe next week. Anyway, so back to this episode. The question. Hi, Seriously Focused Johnny. My name is Javin. Since I reveal my business ideas to folks who are close to me, I've been experiencing some issues. It is difficult some days to continue. I thought they would be happy for me, but not. Since I'm just starting out as a suit designer, I want to establish some business goals for myself. What has been the most significant lesson you have learned since starting your business that I can add to my business lessons learned? Like some of the greats, we all need to have a value system that distinguishes us as one of God's children, making us recognizable and also makes us two times as special in order to succeed in life. And one of the things I do frequently is I try to keep grounded and avoid becoming lost in this world. So, in other words, I just always go back to the drawing board in my head. Will say, what did you grow up on? Or your mother teach you? Or what did you learn a few years ago about whatever? Becoming a leader is a process, and everyone needs to establish their lessons learned, like you. There are many things I've learned about running a business, and there are some things that I have learned in the past from working for other companies. But I'll just mention a few of my own. Number one, perseverance. If you knew your breakthrough was right there around the corner, would you give up? And that's one of the things I say to a lot of people because a lot of times we could be right there at the brink of success, but because we doubt or we allow the naysayers to say some things and we just turn away, we just get tired. We give up too soon. And that's the saying that a lot of people say, giving up too soon. So don't give up. Even if you have people that are reading your questionnaire, I'm feeling like there are people that are saying some things because you said it is difficult some days to continue. And then it also could be you're just constantly thinking about certain things that people say. You have to throw that out your mind. So don't give up. Go to God and ask Him if this is your calling so you don't waste time. God will give you answers on different things you need to do. And if it pertains to what you're doing now, like say for instance, just an example, he comes to you and say you need to make a purple suit, then you know that's your calling and he's telling you what you need to do. Do you know how many times I almost gave up? I kept asking God the same thing over and over again. Even when He was giving me direction, I would still ask Him the same question. And it was just because I was letting some people get to me. I would say that. I was letting some people get to me. Then you have those that try to compete against you. Then you have your enemies and all these other people that try to stop you in your tracks. So I was just letting some things get to me. But I kept going back to the drawing board, which is God. And I was just like God said, you know. He gave me the layout of what He wanted me to do. So, perseverance. Number two, quality over quantity. You probably heard about that in economics or business, and quality over quantity is important. In other words, value is more important than volume. It doesn't really matter how much of anything you create or have. If you have one or two that is meaningful, has value, then that is what is sufficient. That is like replacing 22 regular friends. And when I say regular, because some of these friends nowadays are looking like enemies, they looking just alike. And let's say you have 22 regular friends, users, abusers, you call them your friends, and they're users, abusers of your kindness. And you replace them with one loyal person who has value, adds value to your life, and is there for you, who is loyal. Same thing. Quality over quantity. Quality has more value. With quality, you realize it's not about you. With quality, you gain a more profound respect for whatever. With quality, you learn the ins and outs of whatever you produce, and you love your creation. But you took your time to make it happen. With quality, you care more about it. Like you put your heart in it, wanting not only for it to be your masterpiece, but also so others can benefit from it. And my mother always says this line every time there's a person who brags, and she says, self praise is no gratification. She always says that. When you create something of quality, it will reflect by how other peoples can benefit from it and how they see it. Number 3, this is part of your question about when you said some days is difficult, and I guess you feel like, wait, let me go back to the question. It says, since I reveal my business ideas to folks who are close to me, I've been experiencing some issues. I thought they would be happy for me, but not. Okay, so number 3 is keep your mouth shut about your plans. If God comes to you and says, keep your mouth shut, keep your mouth shut. Go to God and ask if you should announce whatever you're doing to the world. Yes, you're going to need people to buy your product, but there might be certain people He might not want you to tell about it. You got to pray about everything. When I first started out, I told a lot of people about my podcast. And then, just like that, God said one day, He was like, silence. And I was like, I already did everything. Like, I got the podcast up and running. I got the website. I got this going out. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm trying to market. But I had to obey. I had to obey what He said to me. I realized He saw I was going to go through a spiritual warfare, and I needed to do what He said. He rerouted me. And when I say He rerouted me, there was certain episodes that were pre-recorded and they were uploaded. And then, just like that, for the next, I would say, month and a half, I didn't record anything because there was some days I was just out of it. So those people in your life that hate, let them hate. But I tell you this, pray about that energy they give off. Growing up, I knew how to keep my mouth shut very well. Then when for some reason, I told this hater that I didn't know was a hater about my wins, like something good that happened to me, the look on that person's face was priceless. And that's when I knew that that person wasn't for me. But anyway, it shows who they are. Either they're for you or against you. Knowing who they are early before you board your flight to greatness is better, because some are not going with you, like I say. And God may have it that you fly over that bridge that people are telling you don't burn bridges. He may have you fly over that burning bridge and you can watch it from the plane. Get to the other side and meet other people on the other side. Yep. Or you could see that burning bridge on the news. Hello. Number 4, time waits for no one. Stop wasting time. I spend most of my time always thinking about how I can help someone, what I can deliver to you guys, what I think y'all can benefit off of. And also, I developed this thing one time to kind of always work, but not really working, if that makes sense. Meaning that if I go to a store and I notice something that I think you all could benefit off of, I'm taking down a mental note about it. If I'm reading the Bible and there's something in the Bible that I could talk to you all about it, that's for the podcast. Even if I go out with someone or go to church, whatever I take in that I feel you all could benefit from, that's what I'm giving you. So I'm working, but not really working. Time is the only thing we cannot get back. And the devil will put people in front of you, situations in your life, and obstacles in front of you to derail you and waste your time. It is the power of God that gives you the opportunity, the strength to do otherwise. Number five, work on being your authentic you. And if you are your authentic you, put things in place to maintain being the authentic you. And when I say put things in place, meaning that if there's some motivational thing that you listen to in the morning that helps you to be grounded and to get back to self, or a Bible verse that you read every morning, whatever. Have something in place that you can get back to who you are. There are going to be times when you change, like you're changing, elevating, and things like that, but let it be something positive. I say that because you can get lost at being phony. And when you get lost at being phony, God can take everything away from you, meaning stick to your value. I always looked at certain things like this. When I see certain people uh, fall from grace and they're giving their testimony, a lot of times when they're giving their testimony or they're telling you whatever happened, you see who they really are in the now as opposed to who they was a few years ago. And a few years ago, they could have been phony on drugs or alcohol, sleeping with everything, walking. And when you see them after they done broke down and lost their old self, they look completely, totally different and they're at peace. Work on being the authentic you, or put things in place, like I said, to maintain who you are, what you believe in, how you move. You want to stay close to God and you want to be around people who are authentic. That when you are down, they will help you get right. No jealousy, no envy, no hate. Number six, planting seeds of negativity will never help you grow. When I say planting seeds of negativity, if you find that sometimes you could get around people and you say, oh, this person is so funny and I enjoy hanging out with that person, and that person changes like the weather, and then before you know it, you start thinking like them. Birds of a feather flock together. So this person has like these negative things going in their head, and before long you start saying some things and being just like that person, and then you can understand why you feel stuck, like you're not growing, you're not elevating, you are not, I would say, motivated to just learn. Yeah, you got to be careful. Planting seeds of negativity will never help you grow. And if you start planting seeds of negativity, you got to be careful, because if you do something to someone else that is just out of pocket, whatever you do is going to come back to you. Karma. So I think that's about it. Oh no, one more. Sorry. I got one more. Number seven. Sorry. Number seven. I try to take care of everything I have. Yep. Preserve everything you have. Treat it special. God will give you more when He sees you can handle what you have. So if you need a warehouse for those suits, make sure that while that dream is still in your head, your current life reflects how you would treat that warehouse. Meaning that if you have a specific room in your house where you keep the suits in a certain order, let it be organized. That is one of the things I'm constantly working on. Even though I go through some things and my time doesn't get utilized properly because of it, I try to make it up some other way. I'm always trying to outsmart the devil, the enemy, the haters, the minions, them demonic forces. So take care of everything you have so God can give you more, because when He sees how you can handle that, then He'll roll out and give you more. And that's about it. So for a one-on-one session, go to my website, seriouslyfocusedjohnnie.com. Check me out on YouTube, like, subscribe, click the notification. Shoot me an email if you want a freebie. Put in the subject box freebie. It's a free 30-minute session for the month of December of this year. And for those that don't win, like I said, I'm thinking about giving out discounts on a regular session. Also, Your money matters. The download is out. Go to my website, seriouslyfocusedjohnny.com. I humbly thank you all for tuning in. Check out my store. All the links is underneath. And until next time, later.